Hello, my name is Aya, and this is my story that goes through Araba Jeshua's 8 Steps of Healing. A 2-year-old girl rushes around her room trying to get ready for the day. She puts on a sky blue dress with white stripes and a big yellow flower. She goes to the bathroom to brush her teeth and wash her face. Her mother rubs so much shea butter on her, it looks like she is glowing. The last step is her hair. Her mother takes a spray bottle full of water and sprays the girl's hair while the girl shuts her eyes. The mother takes a bit of shea butter and rubs it on the girl's hair. Fluff, 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 pat, pat, pat. The girl fluffs and pats her hair while saying the words over and over until the mother tells her to stop, and has a big, beautiful afro. She looks at herself in the mirror, smiles, and then quickly goes off to play. At the age of 5, the girl is in school and starts to realize the difference between her hair and the hair of everyone around her. Every other girl in her class has looser and curlier hair and pretty styles. They don't wear afros often like she does. Instead, their hair hangs down in braids or twists adorned with beads of different sizes, shapes, and colors. Their hair is in ponytails that clearly show their wavy hair. On top of this, the movies she watches don't help her feel good about her hair. The Disney princesses are all white with long, straight hair, except for one, her favorite, Princess Tiana. But even Princess Tiana doesn't have hair like the girl has. The princess's hair is big and wavy, just like the girl's at school. The girl doesn't like her hair big in a big afro anymore. She wants her hair like all the other girls. She wants her hair to be looser and longer because now she thinks that loose and long hair will make her pretty. At the age of 7, afros are one of the styles she dislikes the most on herself. Everyone around her still wears braids, twists, or buns and ponytails, and hardly ever does she see one of her friends wear afros at school. She thinks that it's an inconvenience, especially after she's not allowed to dance in a recital because of it. The girl thought she looked ugly with the afro her hair texture gave her. She constantly compared her hair to her mother and her aunt's hair, and sometimes even her cousin's hair. The girl's aunt's natural hair texture was loose and curly, but most of the time it was straightened. The girl's mother's hair was tighter than her aunt's, but still curly. The girl's mother wore her hair in an afro and rarely put it into other styles, but it was a very curly and long afro that covered her ears. The girl's cousin would get her hair done in the same styles the girl would, but when her hair was out, you could clearly tell the difference. Her cousin's hair was curly but also long and could be straightened very easily. The girl constantly wished her hair would change, that it would become more like her aunt's hair or her cousin's hair. She wished that if there was no way for it to be like her aunt's hair, then at least it would be like her mom's hair. Even after learning that her hair texture wouldn't be able to change like that, the girl kept wishing that as she got older, somehow, some type of way, she would get the hair that she wanted. Around the age of 10, the girl slowly starts to not constantly compare her hair to others. She has now been homeschooled for a while, and some of her friends have started to wear extensions, which makes it harder for her to compare her hair to theirs. The girl has also accepted that her hair texture won't change unless she straightens it or perms it, something that she is not willing to do, and her mother won't let her do anyway. The girl starts to accept that her hair is a texture that they call 4C, which turns out to be the tightest curled hair there is. She starts to wear her hair not only in twists and braids, but also in knots, Bantu knots, and a hairstyle that she labeled the sun. It was cornrows that formed from the front and back of her head and met in the center of her head to make a ring of Bantu knots. She liked having her hair in these styles and believed that she looked pretty with them. Even though the girl has started to accept her hair, she still doesn't like it when her hair is in an afro. When she is in the comfort of her home, she is fine. But when she is out and about, she feels extremely self-conscious. She doesn't want anyone else besides her family to see her with an afro. On top of this, she still wants her hair to be long as it can be, and never completely stops wishing that she had her mother's hair. The girl's mother tries to help the girl feel more comfortable with her hair. She asks the girl to think of women in the family who have hair like hers. The girl thinks of her grandmother and aunt on her dad's side. She tells her mother the people she thought of, and her mother agrees that they have the same hair as the girl. The mother asks if she thinks the girl's grandmother and aunts are pretty, and the girl says she does. The mother asks the girl what type of style she sees her grandmother and aunt in, and the girl says she sees them with afros. The girl sits on her bed and starts to think. I wonder about many things. What styles I could have now. Will my hair ever be able to be as long as my mother's or aunt's hair with the texture of hair I have? And what styles would I be able to do if I had long hair? I wonder if I took care of my hair enough, would it be able to grow as long as I wanted it to be? If my hair was long, would I somehow be able to make it look like my mother's, even though I don't have her texture? How would I look with long hair that was 4C in texture? Would I like the idea? I like the idea of having long hair a lot. I wonder if I would be able to accept my hair for the way it was if it was longer. Would my hair being longer make that easier? I close my eyes and imagine my hair being waist length. I laugh. I lay down and think about what it would take to get my hair to grow long like I imagine it to be. How many times would I need to trim it? What would I have to do to take care of it? I know I would have to stop randomly playing with my hair. Would I also have to stop using a blow dryer on my hair too? How long would it take my hair to grow? How could I speed up that process? And again, was it even possible? These are the thoughts that kept spinning in my mind for the rest of the day. The day turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months. It became a thing that almost was always on my mind. I decided that I wanted to grow my hair and that I also wanted to enjoy my hair no matter how long it was. I wanted to do all the things that I want to do all the things that allow my hair to flourish. I will find ways to style my hair that will not break it off. I will take whatever time is needed to make sure that I am doing the best I can with my hair, of course, while making sure I do all the other things I need to do. I wonder if someday I'll be able to be comfortable wearing my hair in an afro, no matter how big it is. I wonder if I'll be able to get to a point where I want to have an afro and I'm not just wearing an afro because I have no other option. I wonder if at some point I will think that an afro looks good on me, and if I will become like my mother, having an afro be my main hairstyle. As I start the process of growing my hair, I do end up having to cut it off and start over. It takes me a while to get used to my hair being so short, but I end up liking it a little. I end up keeping my hair short for around a year before deciding to try to grow it out again. This process is difficult. I've tried to grow my hair out many times before, and there's always one problem I run into, not resisting the urge to mess with it. When I'm scared, I immediately start to twirl my hair around my finger or scratch my scalp. This causes a multitude of problems, but stopping this habit helped me in other areas of my life as well. With my hair quickly growing, I also had to learn how to comb my hair in a way that broke off as little hair as possible. I never realized how time-consuming this could be, combing and combing until your arms are tired and you just want to be done, but not being able to rush through it because if you do, you'll be breaking off more hair than you need to. The entire process of growing my hair, for me, is physically and mentally draining, but I hope that as my hair but I hope that as I grow my hair, I will at some point look at myself in the mirror with an afro and be happy with it. And that's it. Thank you. I also wanted to say that the first part of my story covers purging, flushing, regaining contact, and joyful rediscovery. And the second part of my story, points at covering remarriage, conception, decision, and movement, and joy. And this is because currently I am going back and forth between the first and the fourth. So purging and joyful rediscovery, because this is a story that I made about myself. So the 4 through 8, that's just me kind of thinking about what it might look like once I get to those steps. And thank you again.